Hi there, everybody, YouTube peeps from on YouTube. This is Wendy from Wendell Crafts. I just thought I'd make a start today on a journal I'm going to be doing with this beautiful kit from Hazel. She's a South African crafter and her channel is called Mixed Media on a Shoestring. Now Hazel loves her Zentangles, and she has drawn pictures, and each and every page is crafted with Hazel's personal drawings. It is just so beautiful. As you can see, there are all the Zentangles with little creatures. So I've made a start, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go yet. So what I've done so far is I've done my cover, very basic for the moment. I've used some of Hazel's beautiful background pages and made a start on the Secret Garden front door, which I'm not yet sure what direction I'm going to go with this. All the YouTubes I've seen so far on this project, they have started with Imogen through the door. Now I've decided I'm not going to do the same take, so Imogen is only going to feature in this beautiful fairy garden at a later stage in my video. I had a serviette that I thought was very pretty and would go with this gorgeous kit of Hazel's. So I just covered an envelope, and that's the start, one start. I've been putting it off a little bit because I just want to make the most of what I do with this beautiful and creative artwork. So I decided today I'm going to start off little, and by little I mean little. I'm going to do a little book to dangle on the spine, and I'm going to decorate it. So I've cut my little book. I've cut my pages, random pages, which I will decorate with little objects from Hazel's kit. So I thought I'm just going to make a start on this today and show you what I'm going to do. So this is my little book. It's just going to be a very simple little book that's going to dangle off the spine. I want my corners rounded. So there we go. It's going to look like that. I'm going to put something from the kit on the front, but first I need to stitch the pages in. So I have dental, for these tiny things I have, here's my stitch kit, but I have dental floss. Now I find dental floss is fabulous for these tiny projects or a thin little journal that you don't really want to bulk it up. So I'm going to start by stitching in my pages to this little mini book, and it's just going to be a very simple 3-hole pamphlet. So I'm going to start in the middle. Because it's so thin I don't have to mark it. Just make sure you go through on the spine to the outside and come through on the spine and through all your pages. Hold on, I'm just going to go through here, I think. There we go. And we can go through back over there. down to the bottom. I'm going to make my other little hole round about here. Make sure you stay on the spine when you're stitching this in. Just going to pull the threads tightly, and I'm going to go back through the middle. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Glasses probably would help. So there we go. Through the middle, one thread on one side, one thread on the other, and I am just tying a knot so that we don't have too much bulk going on the inside. Just going to cut these threads because it's dental floss and it is waxed. The knot is definitely going to hold. So there we have our simple little book. Not decided yet how I'm going to attach it to the spine, so I'm going to leave that for the moment. But what I thought was I'm going to cut out some of the little ephemera bits that Hazel has in the journal, which are absolutely gorgeous. There's some. There's a few that I've roughly cut. There's one with a little bee. I love that one. So I'm going to, I think, use one of these. So I'm just going to roughly cut. I'm going to leave a little border because to try and cut round this delicate little bee would be too much for my brain, sorry. So yes, I've had this bronchitis for a few weeks, so I have been out of action. It was not very nice, but we're all better now. And I decided to get back in to my craft room. I'm going to leave a border each and every single element of this journal, apart from the backing pages, and even those were created, but they weren't hand-drawn. But all the ephemera, all the beautiful pages with Imogen, who's the star of the show. Imogen, as I said, is not going to feature straight away at the door in my journal because according to the story, everybody sleeps until they're ready to come out to yet another day. So Imogen, in my book, is still fast asleep. And since I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with her, I'll leave her sleeping for a little while. So let's see if that's going to be too big. It is a little, but we can always trim. I like it that way. I'll just take a little bit off the bottom, give it a little bit of ink. And I just want to tell you guys, a while back I posted a video about a Temu haul I made, and I got these darbers. They are not worth getting. I would never purchase them again. They are just not good. They fall apart, they don't hold your ink, and just not pretty. So let's make sure we're upright. I was going to do it that way. I'm going to stick the flower down. My printer also during this whole process of printing has been giving me awful prints with lines and what have you, and no matter what I do, I can print 3 pages and then it's back to giving me lines. And with the price of cardstock, because I only use 160-pound cardstock in my journals, I don't use printing paper, makes it a little bit pricey. And the price of ink, of course, with your printer. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of grungy. It's going to be a very short video, guys, because let me look for a word or a phrase or something to put at the bottom, a little label. I did have them out because I was... With the kit you get the whole story of Imogen, so that's also lovely to have. I have no idea where they've gone. There we go. Right. They're a little large for what I want, so I'm going to cut them down. What am I going to have? Kindness. Let's have kindness. Let's all be kind, especially today in South Africa, and pray for the people who are homeless, who have been sent home. It's just not a pretty situation. But I guess that's life. I'm just going to see how this fits, and if not, I will cut it right down and make it a little smaller. Yeah, that's way too long, so I'm going to have to chop off my border. It was a little too bulky for this tiny project, so I have a little bit of green, sorry for that noise, I just dropped my phone onto my computer. A little bit of this green gauze. That's way too much anyway, but I just want a little bit. That I'm going to put under the label like that, because the bee is actually my little star of the show. I love the little bee. Let me just give this an ink. And the way these Darbours ink is just so unpredictable. It's just not worth it. But anyway. Right. So let's put a little bit of glue down here so that we can put this little bit of gauze down. And I'll put my little label down. Make sure that's straight. So I have made a start finally on creating this journal in its entirety. Not sure what else I'm going to do. I want to actually decorate the little pages with more of the ephemera once I've cut it out, but I just had the urge to come on today and make a start. So that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed my concept of what I think I'm going to do. Might turn out completely different, but hopefully that is more or less what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.